Commander Xyler of the Terek Dominion stood on the scorched remains of what used to be a small farming village in the Appalachian foothills. Black smoke curled into the dawn sky while embers danced on the wind like dying fireflies. He watched his soldiers, towering insectoid warriors clad in iridescent exoskeleton armor, march lines of dazed, wounded humans toward makeshift pens. It had been so easy. No planetary defense grid here. No orbital cannons. Just soft, panicked civilians clinging to old rifles and half-buried bomb shelters. Weak. Pathetic. Xyler clicked his mandibles in amusement as his second-in-command, Overseer Thresk, approached with a datapad. Commander, resistance in this region has been eliminated, Thresk reported, clicking his claws in the Terek sign of conquest. Another hour and the entire district will be secured. Excellent, Xyler purred. He had heard the rumors that humans were unpredictable, dangerous, even so-called Deathworlders. He found it laughable. Deathworlders? These pitiful mammals couldn't even keep their tiny dwellings standing when the Terek firebombs fell. He turned to the largest of the prisoners, an older man, soot-streaked, his arm crudely bandaged with a piece of torn bedsheet. The human met his compound eyes without fear. "You should feel honored," Xyler said, voice dripping mockery. "You are now part of the Terek Dominion. Your children will serve us. And Earth will be remembered as yet another weak world we claimed." The human spat blood at his feet. "You really think we're weak?" Xyler tilted his head, antennae twitching. "You think you're strong? Look at you. Your cities burn. Your people cower in caves." A distant rumble cut him off. A low, rhythmic thunder rolling down the hills. Xyler frowned. Terek sensors had reported no surviving armored divisions in this region. He signaled Thresk to investigate, but before his second could move, a huge explosion ripped through the trees behind the village. Out of the smoke rolled an old Earth war machine, a tank, ancient but heavily modified. Its steel plating was patched with salvaged Dominion armor, its turret bristling with mismatched barrels cannibalized from downed Terek ships. Painted crudely across its flank were 3 words in bright red: "No more masters." Behind it came humans, farmers, machinists, teenagers wearing makeshift armor stitched from scrap and sports gear. Some carried rifles so old they looked like museum pieces, others wielded alien plasma guns torn from the cold claws of Terek soldiers days before. Xyler recoiled. How did they?" The older prisoner grinned, revealing a mouth of cracked teeth. "You call us weak because you see what you want to see. You think we break when you burn our homes. But you forgot the thing that makes us Deathworlders." He leaned close enough that Xyler smelled the blood and smoke clinging to him. "When we're cornered, we don't die easy. We adapt. We use everything. And when we have nothing, we use each other." A roar of gunfire and the deep bellow of the old tank's cannon shook the village square. Terek soldiers scrambled into defensive lines, but they were too late. From the trees, humans poured in, flanking the insectoid warriors with a ferocity that made even the Terek's hardened carapaces tremble. Xyler watched, stunned, as a pair of human teenagers with hunting knives took down one of his elite guards, moving like wolves, covering each other with unspoken coordination. An old woman in an oil-stained jumpsuit fired an alien plasma rifle with deadly precision, dropping Terek soldiers one after another. Overseer Thresk screamed for reinforcements, but the communications relay flickered with static, hacked by human techs using scrap computers powered by car batteries. The older prisoner ripped the binding cords from his wrists and grabbed a discarded rifle. "I told you," he said to the reeling commander, voice calm despite the chaos. "We don't bend. And if you think Earth is weak, you're going to learn the hard way what happens when you push us too far." Xyler tried to draw his blade, but the human was faster. A single shot echoed in the square. The Terek commander fell, compound eyes staring up at the ash-filled sky in disbelief. When the last Dominion soldier fled into the burning woods, the villagers did not cheer. They simply got back to work, tending to the wounded, salvaging what they could, fortifying their battered tank for the next fight. They knew this was only the beginning. In the weeks to come, the Terek Dominion would whisper in dread about the humans of Sol 3, how they had turned hunting rifles and farm tools into the instruments of an uprising. How they had no word for surrender once the last line was crossed. How they would fight for every inch of soil with tooth and nail, and ancient tanks roaring "No more masters." In every Dominion war college, they now taught the lesson Commander Xyler learned too late: never mistake a Deathworlder's kindness for weakness.